All right, welcome back. Today is Sunday, May 25th, 10:20 a.m. Welcome back to another week of Self-Improvement Sunday, week 3. So, starting off, last week's video was low-key a little bit long, so I'm going to try and cut down on the stuff I'm saying and have a little bit more of a structure. Yeah, this week, or I guess the way the new structure is going to work is I will talk a little bit about how I continue with the habits I was working on last week, and then talk about one or two ways I improved this week, and then finally just finish it off with a couple of things that I want to get better with in the weeks after. And I think the way I'm going to focus on my habits is once I've gotten pretty good with them around like consistently 3 to 4 weeks of just doing them, I think I'll probably stop talking about it and just move on to find a different habit to work on. So with that out of the way, I guess last week I said I would focus more on just enjoying life, taking care of myself, and having fun. And I think that's like a general reminder for anyone just to, sometimes it's good to just sit back, relax, take care of yourself, and pat yourself on the back for the hard work you've done. And I took a little bit more of a break, and I was taking some more time for myself this week, taking care of myself, also sleeping better. So I think about half of the week I've been sleeping before 12, and every single day I've gotten at least 8 hours. So that's a good thing. And I'm still leaving time to read, before I go to bed or something like that, just to, have that me time for myself, dedicate that to myself. And, if it feels a lot better and more refreshing when I'm just doing things on my own sometimes. And, the other part of the time that I spend for myself, I guess, is also with other people. I've spent some more time hanging out with people this week. I went to a concert this week, and above all, I still balance that with studying and working on the things that I want to work on and working towards those goals that I want to achieve. And I think it's pretty nice. It's a pretty good balance that I've reached this week, so I'm pretty happy with that. So, yeah, I got 1% better every day just by taking it easy, remembering to give myself some rest, because, I think this is kind of a general idea or general point, but, you got to give yourself credit sometimes. Give yourself the rest that you need to continue to be better the next day and the day after. And I think one YouTube video I saw before, maybe I'll link it in the description if I can find it again, but it's like, there's a very old lumberjack and a very young lumberjack, and the young one continues to cut down wood every single day because he wants to get as much wood as he can. And the old one, he just sees the old one sitting there sharpening his axe, and he's like, "What are you doing? Why aren't you working as hard as I am?" He says to the old guy. And the old guy's just like, "I'm sharpening my axe. I gotta get better. I gotta give myself some rest and pick it up the next day." And the old guy was right. While the young guy was fatigued, the old guy was just going straight through getting all the logs and shit. But I guess moral of the story is just rest up, remember to balance yourself, and remember to take time for yourself. I think sometimes we forget about that, and especially me. That last week was pretty tough, and this week I was like, I need to dial it back a little bit, just remember to do some things that keep me balanced. And then for next week, I think I'm going to work on studying more again. And then I do have a test or a midterm coming up, so I'm going to have to focus on that. And then that shouldn't be too bad, I think. But next week I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing, continue exercising, continue reading and stuff, and find some more balance for myself, and continue hanging out with my friends. I have a lot of things that I have planned for this weekend as well as later on. But again, I think, nothing concrete to work on this week. I'm too good. No, I'm kidding. There's always something to work on. But yeah, I'm going to just keep on working on this balance that I have for myself today, or I've set for myself this week, I guess. And I want to keep bringing that forward. Keep taking care of myself. I think it's been very fun to do that, and keep working on those habits I've been working on. And yes, I think this week, yeah, I'm gonna keep working on that. But especially, I need to sleep before 12 like every day. So I will comment down in the video today what time I go to bed, and if it's not before 11 p.m., I swear I will be in bed, like sleeping at 11 p.m. I'm gonna hold myself to that standard and keep myself accountable on this video, and I'm gonna see how far I can get sleeping before 12 a.m. I'm gonna give myself one day if just like I can goof off and do whatever I want, but we'll start with that, and then keep that consistent sleep schedule because I have been a little bit tired this week. So just to reiterate the restructuring part, I'm gonna try and keep the videos a little bit shorter, closer to 5 or 6 minutes, and just have a little bit more structure in, again, what I'm talking about, and not going on some loose tangents. But sometimes it's fun to go on loose tangents. So all right, well, thanks for watching. It's been a nice week. I'm gonna keep moving forward, keep the snowball rolling, even though it's summer right now, or almost summer. Relax, chillax, study up, work towards my goals. And sometimes it's okay if I don't reach them, but you know what? That's all right, because I'm becoming 1% better every day. 1% better every day. But that's all. I will see you guys next Sunday, I guess. Next week. Until then, peace out. I gotta stop doing this again, bro. Holy fuck. All right, peace out.